Imagine if they reversed the result. Pakistan beat India. You'd be like, oh no, or go into mourning.
Hi everyone and welcome to Havells Glamtubes presents Sportskeeda Match Ki Baat. So we have with us Mr. Danny Morrison once again. Danny, welcome once again to Sportskeeda. How have you been?
Lovely. Yeah, good to be here.
And we're really honored to have you here. So firstly, I want to talk about how this match result would affect in the finals with Pakistan winning and New Zealand losing the match.
Well, I think it's, I like to nickname them the Green Machine. That is Pakistan. And again, everyone's been on about it on social media that Pakistan have this knack of peaking at the right time, which is i.e. getting into a semi-final and getting into a finale. So amazing scenarios that have gone on where sides that are really unfancied have done well and beaten the big boys. And so when you look at those performances, the West Indies losing earlier on so poorly, Ireland beating England. I know there was a little bit of rain around and that sort of helped affect that match, but Ireland getting up over England, the Netherlands getting up over South Africa. It's been fascinating with some sides that have been real giant killers from the associates' point of view up against the big boys that are test-playing nation. And so it really has been a fascinating scenario. And I think that bodes well for their confidence. Pakistan's self-belief to go into another massive World Cup final, and again, where they won 30 years ago at the MCG, they beat England, didn't they, in 1992, and Imran Khan was the captain, the inspirational leader. So, you look at Bubba, got a half century in the semi-final versus New Zealand. Again,
absolutely.
Just at the right time.
And both of them, Babar and Rizwan as well.
Oh, look, those two have such a great understanding, and it's a lovely pairing. You go down through the history, whether it's Test match cricket or 50-over cricket and now 2020 cricket, you get an opening pairing together that feed off each other, understand, sometimes don't even have to call, just have a bit of a look at each other, nod and go, and know instinctively to take a cheeky run or come back for a second run. Those sorts of things. So we saw that, this match, the semi-final versus New Zealand, put on a century stand. Remember, they won in Dubai, beating India, and they went right through to the end. They were unbeaten themselves, and they won by 10 wickets. So they've got a good history recently of doing well together. And so I think, as I mentioned, any form of cricket, whether it's 5-day Test cricket, or the red ball or the white ball scenario. Chaps that bat a lot together, and particularly that lovely opening partnership thing where you can get going, and you have you almost have a telepathy about your calling and moving, and so those two, pretty good.
But yes, if you talk about the bowling part of Pakistan, we just cannot miss talking about Shaheen Shah Afridi. He has that ritual of getting one wicket in the first over itself. What do you say about that?
Yes, and he's such a strike bowler. He's had his injury woes in the middle of this year, but really excited to see him back and getting into form. And he's such a go-to for Bubba as captain, calling on his number one striker. And again, we're always going to have that left-handedness, that variety where you've got perhaps a right-arm pace bowler who swings it a bit, and Shaheen sets the tone, often getting, as you say, getting people out early in an opening spell, even if it's just 6 balls or 12 balls. He does that so well for Pakistan inside the power play with the new ball.
So, where did you think New Zealand go wrong in Pakistan-New Zealand's match? What do you say about Kane Williamson, the captain, and Mitchell's partnership? Was that slow?
Well, that was a good positive thing for New Zealand, Williamson and Mitchell. But prior to that, losing both openers, Finn Allen, frustratingly, hit a nice looking 4 and then fell over and was undone by a bit of a swing, a little bit from Shaheen.
So now that Pakistan has won the game and they have reached to the finals, I would want to move ahead to the next segment, which is Havells glam shot of the match. So Danny, what do you think? Which one do you think was the glam shot of the match today?
Presenting breathtaking glam tubes from Havells, designed to give you the best of glamour and brightness. Havells Glamtubes. Glamour isme khoob.
Well, there wasn't very many sixes hit, were there? There wasn't at all. I mean, Mitchell hit one down the town. Mohammad Harris, I think, hit only one in that innings for Pakistan. For me, I reckon that lovely square slash of Babar Azam early on in his innings, because he was struggling. There was so much pressure on him to score and get a score for Pakistan in the sudden death semi-final. So for me, that lovely cut behind point there off, I think it was Bolt or Saudi. I think it was Bolt early on, just sliced him beautifully late behind point and put him away. Sort of just, started to give Bubba some confidence to get back and score big.
And who do you think could play such glam shots in the next semi-final of India versus England?
Wow, you've got any number of choices, haven't you? I mean, you guys are spoiled. India's spoiled for choice. I mean, Rohit Sharma's a bit out of nick, as there's a lot of captains in this T20. Captains have really struggled, haven't they, in this T20 World Cup? I mean, Surya Kumar Yadav, he's played some pretty extraordinary innings, hasn't he? Yeah. I mean, everyone goes to Virat Kohli because he helped win the game, really, against Pakistan and Melbourne a while ago. Or a little bit of KL Rahul. He can be very silky and tall player, and again, over extra cover for six and things like that. I mean, they're very, very talented. And then you look at the English game from their side of the thing. Ben Stokes, Alex Hales hits a beautiful long classical cover drive, and Joss Buttler. He's sort of like the new Mr. 360, isn't he? So any number of those guys could. Who do I think will? I'd like Ben Stokes to crack a couple. I'd like him to get going. He hasn't really got going either. So let's see.
So ये था हमारा Havells glam shot of the match. Well, what do you think we should expect from the semi-final between India versus England? What are the point of concerns for India? Because and England as well. Yes.
I really do hope it's a good pitch that maybe has a bit more pace in it, slides on better, and the star quality batsmen that are on show from both England and India can put on a good show. Wouldn't you love to see 205 play 206 or 204? Either side get there or they just fall short. Would be lovely. Or how about a super over?
Oh. Although we know that Virat Kohli's favourite pitch is Adelaide. He has a love affair with that. Already.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, he loves it there, doesn't he? He fashions a great record chasing, particularly at Adelaide. You're right, he loves it there. So wouldn't that be amazing? I think for Indian fans would love that. Chase down 205 with a ball to spare. And hurrah!
That's amazing. Now, who is the predicted winner according to you, India or England?
You don't say England, Danny. Well, it's very hard to gauge, isn't it? And then you look at form. India's top order are, but then again, I look at that 2019 World Cup where India was so powerful and such favourites that top three, I think all three of that top order only got one run each, didn't they, against New Zealand and Manchester, and it just swung around just a little bit, and they nicked out. So that's the brittle nature, I think, of white ball cricket, and particularly T20. You want to play a couple of shots. Suddenly you could be 3 for 3, couldn't you? It'd be freaky. But I know you'll be hoping, and so will 1.4 billion Indians wanting India to get up. I think they definitely can. Of course they can, but so can England. And that's the beauty, I think, when you come to two very good sides. And England have been, a bit up and down, but they've been good in the last 12 months. And India, they've been great in the last few months. So it does bode well for a very exciting, tremendous semi-final.
So if I ask you to close your eyes and just say that, do you see India versus Pakistan in MCG? Yes.
I think so. And I think all of us should get into a bit of We're manifesting an India-Pakistan final. I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean, it's the biggest game on the planet, isn't it? It's got the most eyeballs that would watch it. Yeah. And I suppose the big worry for India, and that's it, because Pakistan are like that. they come from nowhere, complete U-turn, as you said, and then they find their mojo, they find their form right at the important time, which is semis and final. And imagine if they reversed the result. Pakistan beat India. You'd be like, oh no, we'll go into mourning.
Thank you so much, Danny, for giving your precious time to us. It was once a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, love it. Great stuff.
So you were watching Havells Glamtubes presents Sportskeeda Match Ki Baat. So मिलेंगे आपसे अगली बार. तब तक के लिए आप स्पोर्ट्सकीडा को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब जरूर कीजिए, क्योंकि यहीं पर आपको मिलती है क्रिकेट की दुनिया की सारी लेटेस्ट अपडेट. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग अस. टेक केयर.